Okay, here we are on our tour. So we've just stepped out of the house. This is right outside the door. There's a ridge buried under all that snow, rock, propane tank, and a small shed here that will eventually move and be a small duck coop. This is the first garden. This was their vegetable garden for years and years before we bought the place, and I've expanded it probably by about 3 times the size it was when we got here. If you walk through the garden, which we can't do right now because of the snow, the sugar shack is just past that big maple tree. I'm not sure if you can see the roof from here. The small snowy rectangle through the trees there. Here we've got the garden shed, so garden tools and stuff are in there. Behind that was a pig shelter, high and dry pig shelter where they were up out of the mud, kind of hastily built, but it served its purpose. We call that garden back there the pig garden now because they lived back there for a few years and now the soil is nice and rich and it's all growing again. There's okay, so this is the duck coop. The blue shed there was the duck coop. There's no ducks in there right now. There was a bit of a barnyard that we built that I had to take down because it was all falling apart. But you can kind of see the remnants of it through the trees there. That's a work in progress. One of the things that needs to get cleaned up in the spring or finish getting cleaned up. There's a road that runs from the driveway past that blue shed and the A-frame, which was a whole disaster. Basically, it's a roof that nobody built the building under. Trying to fix that too. So the road goes past those two buildings, up and around and past the sugar shack that way, behind the garden shed. And then it also goes back that way. I don't know if you can see the other greenhouse. It's up but not covered back there. So the road goes back that way as well. And the trails go all through the property. They also need some maintenance, but we're getting there. Oh, the dog is stuck. Hang on. Hi, dog. Say hi. Oh. So I'm hoping to get that greenhouse covered in the next, maybe this season, maybe next season. Okay, now here's the main greenhouse, and the detached garage shipping container, and what we refer to as the drive shed. We can also turn around here, and that's where we came from. The house is up there. This garden here, we've got our big apple tree. Ancient. The lady who grew up here, who we bought the place from when she was 80 something, her brother grafted 2 varieties onto that apple tree. So when we moved here, this was all lawn down here around the apple tree, and there was one weird rectangular patch of daffodils. And so I killed all the grass and mulched the heck out of it, and now it's a bit of a jungle in the summertime. A big willow tree that I got cuttings from McMaster's. Those big willow trees outside of McMaster's. Hey, dogs, stop it. And yeah, it's grown really fast. So onto the greenhouse. It's a bit of a challenge to keep it free of snow in the wintertime. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's functional. So it sometimes serves as storage in the winter. So we've got our tables. There's a wood burning stove in here. I learned my lesson early on to not put stuff in here too early in the season, or else I'm getting up at 1 or 2 in the morning to come and feed the fire, and it is not worth it. These were hot peppers. I made pickled hot peppers. Saved some seeds. They were really old seeds and they did really well, so I saved a bunch of the seeds to do next year. This is my greenhouse mascot, the little snowman. Over here, this is asparagus. I want to do a whole crop of asparagus in the greenhouse because I don't even really have to water it. And look at how thick it comes up. Like, this is, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it's fatter than both my thumbs put together, this big one. And it needs like no attention whatsoever. Yeah, there's the pots back there. I'm just going to attach the dog to something so that I can take you back there. Okay, you stay here. So these are all pots, most of them. These big ones are secondhand. I sometimes go dumpster diving at the garden centers. They're quite happy to let me, and I'm quite happy to save hundreds of dollars on pots. And then we've got a shelf here. Oh wow, look at that. Blackberry is still green. Isn't that impressive? I think I could keep a lot of stuff going in here for quite a while if I tried hard enough. So these are starter trays. These ones here, I've bought them 12 years ago. And I've been using them every year, and they're finally on their last legs. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to get with the grant is some new starter trays, because 10 years is a lot to ask. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to see right now. If I've missed anything, let me know and I'll send another one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's another asparagus over here. Everything's far more impressive in June, I promise. There's Sam. Hi, Sam. Sam is borderline ancient. He's almost 11, and he's a big boy. And, yeah. He's getting up there in years. Fox is a spring chicken, aren't you, Fox? Yeah, so there's, what else did I miss? There's an almost pond right where we're looking right now. Just needs the soil dug out of it. And then this is where it drains. And then there's another pond over there next to the duck coop. And then it drains that way. And down this way is where the ponds are. Mary Ellen. So the plan is to convert there's the other greenhouses. They're leaning up against the garage here. So the plan is to convert that into a living space. In the meantime, it'll be an expansion of the grow room. That's currently in the basement. This field is where we'll expand the gardens to next. It's very grassy right now. But we're going to have some big fires and some landscape fabric and see what we can do. Down over that hill is where the ponds are and the property line going that way. Road is here, shipping container. Anyway, that's probably the gist of it. So yeah, thanks.